What happens when engineers revolt inside Africa's largest refinery? And Top Brass answers with reshuffles. That question is now being answered in real time at the Dangote Refinery, where a fresh redeployment plan has touched off a crisis among key technical staff that threatens to blow up into a full-blown industrial standoff. A spark ignites. Recently, a faction of engineers at the Dangote Refinery spoke out, anonymously for fear of retaliation, about what they see as overt victimization. According to them, the management's latest move to redeploy them across differing operational units is less about efficiency and more about punishing those who have shown union sympathies. In their view, the redeployment is being used as a blunt instrument. Those who appear active in union activities or raise safety and procedural concerns are being relocated to less central roles or into peripheral parts of the business. This, they argue, is a warning shot to others. From the company's side, officials maintain that the reshuffling is part of a broader reorganization and does not target individuals based on their union interests. The refinery, through various public statements, emphasizes that union membership is voluntary, not a precondition for retention or advancement. But as we'll see, the surrounding context and unfolding escalations suggest the tensions may run deeper. Unpacking the stakes. To understand why this dispute has legs, we need to recognize several key pressures. 1. Scale and symbolism. The Dangote Refinery is not just any refinery. It's the largest single-train facility on the continent, designed to process up to 650,000 barrels of crude per day. It is meant to be a transformational anchor for Nigeria's energy independence, reducing the country's reliance on imported fuel. As such, any internal conflict here receives outsized attention. Labor relations and union power. In Nigeria's petroleum sector, unions wield real influence. The Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, PENGASSAN, has already made moves against Dangote over alleged mass dismissals and union busting. In one episode, the union ordered a halt in crude and gas deliveries to the refinery in protest of alleged mass sackings. To engineers in the plant, this is not just about their individual careers. It's a front line in the struggle over whether technical professionals in the oil complex may advocate for better conditions, safety protocols, and collective representation without fear. Operational vulnerability. Any disruption, or even the threat thereof, at Dangote matters for Nigeria's energy supply chain. Already during a recent strike, the country's oil output dropped by an estimated 16%, costing the system dearly in lost barrels and revenue. That shows how fragile the balance can be when labor unrest collides with industrial-scale operations. The engineers' grievances. From interviews and internal communications as disclosed to The Punch, several recurring themes emerge among the aggrieved engineers. Alleged retribution. Many believe that their redeployment is less a management necessity and more a signal that union or dissenting voices will be marginalized. Loss of role integrity. Some are being moved into roles not aligned with their specialties or core expertise, raising both morale and safety concerns. Opacity and lack of process. The redeployment decisions are viewed as top-down, lacking transparent criteria or dialogue with those affected. Precedent of union retaliation. Engineers refer to past episodes in the organization where staff were allegedly disciplined for showing strong union orientation. These complaints are not trivial to them. For high-skilled personnel, roles are a matter of professional standing, influence, and ability to oversee critical systems. A misaligned assignment can be a career setback or worse. Management's counter-arguments. The refinery's management and allied internal voices reject the notion of punitive intent. Their positions include reorganization justification. The redeployment is part of a restructuring plan to streamline operations, redistribute talent, and eliminate redundancy. Voluntary union membership. They argue engineers should not assume union affiliation automatically disqualifies them from favorable roles, and that union membership is not compulsory. operational need over personalities. Management contends that the shifting demands of a large refinery require adaptability, and occasional redeployments are normal in any large industrial concern. They deny targeting. Official lines deny that the plan targets individuals based on union activity or dissent. Rather, it is claimed to serve the broader interest of operational excellence. Yet, their assurances may ring hollow to engineers who feel they have already felt the sting of being shuffled away from core roles without clarity. What happens next? Conflict mode on. We are now seeing clear signs of escalation in this struggle. The union route is being leaned on heavily. PENGASSAN has already intervened in earlier disputes around mass dismissals of Dangote staff. There is now real potential for the engineers issue to become part of a broader union confrontation. Threats to supply serve as pressure levers. Already in September, PENGASSAN ordered stoppage of gas and crude supply to the refinery in protest of alleged mass sackings. Wider industrial contagion. If other engineers or technical staff across Nigeria's oil and gas ecosystem perceive this as a successful model for suppressing dissent, it may trigger broader resistance or alignments. Risk of negative optics. For a refinery so central to Nigeria's aspirations, public perception matters. A drawn-out internal war could undermine confidence among investors, partners, and the government. Operational disruption. In a plant handling highly complex chemical processes, morale and coordination matter. If skilled engineers feel demotivated or replaced, safety and efficiency might suffer. Scenarios and possible outcomes. Let's map out a few potential trajectories. 1. Truce via mediated settlement. The company, union, and engineers might negotiate a compromise, pausing or reversing some redeployments, adopting clearer criteria for role shifts, establishing dialogue channels. This scenario preserves stability but leaves tensions simmering. 2. Union escalation and industrial action. Engineers might join broader PENGASSAN-led strikes or threaten walkouts. The union could block supplies or press for injunctions. That would thrust the issue into the national spotlight, risking energy supply disruptions. 3. Top-down suppression and compliance. Management may double down, enforce redeployments, issue ultimatums, and emphasize loyalty and alignment over dissent. Some staff may acquiesce, others may resign or be dismissed. 4. Attrition and talent flight. Skilled engineers might leave voluntarily for greener pastures, domestically or abroad, accelerating brain drain. That would erode the refinery's technical backbone, ironically undermining its efficiency. 5. Judicial or regulatory intervention. If legal claims arise, for example, wrongful redeployment, labor rights violations, courts or regulatory bodies might be drawn in, forcing independent review of the process. Given the high stakes for national energy security, it's likely that governmental or regulatory mediation will become inevitable. Why this matters to Nigeria and Africa. This is not just an internal HR dispute. It signals the tug-of-war between corporate power and worker representation in strategic industries, the vulnerability of major infrastructure to internal strife, especially when the stakes and symbolism are high, how labor relations in private sector megaprojects can influence national policy discourse given how central Dangote is to Nigeria's energy strategy, the message it sends to professionals. Can engineers, scientists, and skilled technical staff expect to speak out, unionize, push for accountability, or will they face managerial discipline? In short, this is a test case for industrial relations in Nigeria's energy future.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.